So while we wait, here's a little bush survival trick.
See, the one thing about bush survival, especially if you're stuck in the bush or bogged or places like the salt pans here, they could kill you in a heartbeat. And if you don't have fresh water, that's the one thing that you're not going to last long without. Food, if you're a bit of a big guy, you could go for a month, easy. But water, in the hot sun, you probably last about 4 days. And by the third day, your brain's probably not working real well either. By then it's over. So I've learned over the years some few techniques to get fresh water out of a barren, salt, heat-encrusted wasteland, really. So what it's called is basically, it's a solar still or an evaporator. Because what I want to do is, I want to try and evaporate, using the sun's heat, I want to try and evaporate the moisture, the fresh water, out of the surrounding vegetation and out of the salt water. Now, the biggest thing you got to think of is you really want to be making this first thing in the morning, because that's when it's cool and you're not going to expel much sweat from your body, because the more you expel, the more water you've got to create from your still. So just remember that one. So now that I've got a good hole, I've got a good even hole, which is about a foot and a half deep, and probably about 3 foot in diameter. So now I'm going to get some vegetation in there. Now I've chosen this vegetation because, one, the greenness of the leaves, and two, the broadness of these leaves. If you look at that leaf, that means that leaf has a lot of moisture, or this tree carries a lot of moisture, because it requires a lot of moisture for that leaf to survive on that tree. So we get as much of the vegetation in there as we can. Now what I've got here is I've got a bucket of seawater. Now, that's a truckload of moisture. That's going to help as well. So I'm going to pour a bucket of seawater in there as well. So this cup is going to be my collection point, and it's going to sit down in the middle. All right, now I need some plastic. So I've got a massive sheet of plastic here. I only want one layer of it. I want a low point in the middle, and it's that low point that's going to track all that moisture down into the centre and collect in my cup. All right, so that now, we're going to sit that, we'll leave that overnight. There's a lot of dew around in the mornings as well, so that's going to help with the cause. And that, hopefully, will have a lot of fresh water in it in the morning. And there's already condensation happening on my plastic. So come the morning, we should have a lot of water in that cup. And that's what will keep us alive if we need water. Look at that. There's a lot of water there. So you can see the condensation, and all it does is trickle down to the centre and into my cup. I've even caught myself a lizard. Here, little fella. You're all right, mate. That's it, you fire up. All right, mate, you're good to go. You go over there. There you go. So what I'll do is I'll try and get as much of that condensation down into the centre before I take it off. Now, if you're going to continually use this still, the trick is to have like a piece of clear tube about 6 mil in diameter, and you'd have it sticking out here, and the other end would sit in the cup. You'd suck it through the tube, and then you don't have to upset any of this. But for this exercise, I'm going to show you how much fresh water, drinkable water, is in that cup. And remember, I poured salt water into there and leaves, and that's it. And there you go. I reckon that's probably about 250 mils of pure fresh water. That would help you out in the situation if you needed moisture, because remember, dehydration will kill you in days. You can live without food for ages, but dehydration, no. Your organs will shut down and it's all over.